Uninspired, lethargic, pathetic, disgraceful. All words you can use to describe Chelsea Football Club at this moment. Graham Potter should be sacked right now after the game. Todd Bowley should walk into the locker room, light his contract on fire, and send him home, send him packing, because this is an absolute disgrace. 2 wins in our last 16 games, and it's not getting any better. Graham Potter, you need to go right now. I'm done. I'm on my knees, fam. I'm on my knees. Get Graham Potter out of this football club. I cannot take it anymore. I do not know what this guy is thinking. First of all, the lineup. The lineup he played today, I don't understand. I really don't. Hakeem Ziyech, what is he doing to earn this starting spot? We spent 70 million on Mudryk and 35-ish million on Madueke, and neither of them can start. Neither of them in a big match against Spurs, considering this game, you needed to win this game. You needed to win every game. You needed to win a game. And you are not playing two of your biggest signings that you made in January to help revive the squad. I do not understand. Ziyech was absolutely terrible today. He should be a Paris Saint-Germain player right now. Ziyech should be a PSG player right now. Yet, somehow he finds a way to make it into the Chelsea starting 11 so consistently. I don't quite understand it. When you signed 2 wingers in January to replace your already shit wingers, we knew Ziyech was bad. That's why we signed 2 wingers. And yet, after January, Ziyech has been getting more minutes than he was before January. He should be a PSG player right now. And instead, he's a Chelsea player because that deal fell through. And he's getting more minutes now than he did before. I don't quite understand it. And Chelsea right now, we're so boring. I almost fell asleep watching that first half performance. I genuinely almost fell asleep watching that first half. I can't take this anymore. I have never felt this bad about my football club. I genuinely can't take this anymore. And I'm sure other Chelsea fans agree. This is just an absolute joke. It's a disgrace. Like, I have never felt this, like, I've never felt this bad about watching Chelsea. I come into the matching expecting to lose. We officially have developed the loser mentality of we don't even expect a result. I mean, this is Spurs we're talking about. This is the ultimate banter club. We normally can at least get a good result against Spurs. Typically, it doesn't matter how bad it's been in the past. We can always get a result against Spurs. And Spurs, they were the better team today. I mean, they were pretty shit in the first half too, but they came out in the second half and they dominated. They played better. They deserved this win. I don't know what Graham Potter says at halftime. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what he says, but this guy must have the worst halftime team talks of all time because we came out right after the first half into the second half. He should be giving a positive team talk, trying to motivate the players. I don't know what he said. Graham Potter, he must be the most uninspiring human being on planet Earth because we come out after the first half and we get immediately conceded. We immediately concede. It's just an absolute joke. I mean, this team has gone 500 minutes without any goals. Almost 500 minutes. This is a disgrace. You know how much we spent in January. You know how much we spent. I really, I don't know what to say anymore. Graham Potter, this is on you. This is 100% on you. And for some reason, Todd Bowley is going to keep you as the manager. It's already kind of been confirmed, and it seems as if Todd Bowley, for whatever reason, he believes you are the guy to lead the project forward, which is an absolute disgrace. Graham Potter should be sacked right now. He should have been sacked last week. He should have been sacked 2 weeks ago. He should have been sacked a month ago. But instead, he's still the manager, and he should not be the manager anymore after this. But Todd Bowley, he's going to keep him as the manager, and he's going to let this disgrace continue. And I don't quite understand it. Graham Potter, clearly, I think he cares more about possession and passing it sideways and holding meaningless possession than scoring goals, creating chances, and actually winning football matches. Because that is all we do. We just pass the ball sideways. We look scared to go forward and actually try to create something, cross the ball in. We don't do anything. We really don't do anything positive with the ball. And I understand a lot of that is because we have players like Ziyech playing and players that are absolute shit. But it's just an absolute joke. And I do not understand how Todd Bowley can watch all of these matches live in person with his own 2 eyes and still say, you know what, I'm willing to back this guy, spend more money, and I still think this is the guy to lead us forward. I don't understand. How can you think that? How can you watch these shit performances week after week after week, game after game, and still think Graham Potter is the guy to lead us forward? And that not only goes for Todd Bowley, but it also goes for some Chelsea fans who still think Graham Potter is the guy. No Chelsea manager has ever been this bad. It's never been this bad. It has never been this bad. No manager has done this bad. It's impossible. And on top of that, when you get all of this money spent in January, you cannot underperform like this. This is an absolute disgrace. We are not going to make any European competition. We're not even going to make the Conference League. We are. You understand how bad that is. We are not even going to make the Conference League, some random new competition they've made up last year for shit clubs. I mean, West Ham are in it, and we can't even get into the competition. We are going to be in no European football next year. And Graham Potter, I think he's still going to be the manager leading us then. And this is an absolute disgrace. I'm on my knees. I am on my knees. I cannot take it anymore. Get Graham Potter out of my football club right now. I mean, look, I don't understand what this guy is thinking. His substitutions are absolute shit. I'm surprised that it took me this long to remember this, but how can you sub on Mason Mount for Ziyech of all people? First of all, Ziyech, like I've said, he should not have even been starting. But then you finally decide to make the change, and you have Madueke and you have Mudryk on the bench, your big signings that you made in January, and you sub on Mason fucking Mount for Hakeem Ziyech. That's your substitution when you're down a goal and you need to find a way to get back into the match. And you sub on Mason Mount. This is an absolute joke. I do not understand. That is an absolute disgrace. Mason Mount obviously did nothing. He didn't do anything, just like Hakeem Ziyech did nothing in the match. I mean, the only thing Hakeem Ziyech did was almost get sent off for a joke reason. I mean, he's over here doing nothing in the match, and then he decides to basically, put his hand in the face of Emerson Royale. It's just an absolute joke. And then when you finally do decide to bring on Mudryk, it's the 83rd minute, right after Kane scores, and the match is pretty much over. Oh my God. I can't take this anymore. I cannot take this anymore. Graham Potter, get out of my club. And if we sack Graham Potter, that does not fix all of our problems. I mean, obviously there is issues with the squad still, even after spending 800 million, or not 800 million, but around 600 million or something like that. But I really just can't take this anymore. I cannot take it anymore. I don't know how much longer I can put up with this. I mean, I'm always going to love this football club. I'm always going to be ride or die for this club. I'm going to stick it through. I'm always going to support the club. But I don't think it's ever been this bad. I really don't think it's ever been this bad. And it's only getting worse because as long as Graham Potter is the manager, it's not going to get any better. He will not be the guy to turn this around. He won't fix it up. It is going to be getting worse before it gets any better, I'm afraid. And Leeds are up next in the Premier League. And this is how bad it's gotten. We are going to lose to Leeds. I'm expecting us to lose to Leeds next game. I truly am expecting us to lose to Leeds next game. And then we play Dortmund in the Champions League at home. And that's basically our last chance of pretty much doing anything this season. And ultimately, we're going to lose that game because Dortmund are playing really good. And we've been absolutely shit. I mean, even though we played better than Dortmund in the first leg, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, this club is absolute shambles at the moment. We are so bad. There's no way we're going to get a result against Dortmund. I mean, look, I don't even believe that we're going to beat Leeds. I mean, at this point, we might be in a relegation battle. We genuinely might be in a relegation battle because I look at our future games here. I mean, we play Leeds in the Premier League. We play Leicester, Everton, Aston Villa, then Liverpool. I really can't see us winning any of these games. Where are we going to get points here? Because we can't score any goals. Our defense isn't terrible, but I mean, you concede one goal and that's enough to beat us. You concede one goal and that is enough to beat Chelsea because we can't score. Like I said, it's been 500 minutes since we've scored. It's an absolute joke. It's a disgrace. I'm like, it's just sad, man. Like we have fallen off so hard. Sacking Thomas Tuchel was the biggest mistake in club history. I'm going to say it. Sacking Thomas Tuchel and bringing in Graham Potter might be the biggest mistake in club history. And it doesn't make any sense. I mean, look, even just now looking back on it, you can sack a guy who brought us to multiple cup finals, won us the Champions League, actually had us playing good football. We were winning games, getting results. I mean, that Chelsea team was a pretty bang average team that was able to win the Champions League looking back on it. I mean, Mason Mount was one of the star players, and look at how he's fallen off. And Thomas Tuchel took us. We beat Real Madrid. We beat Manchester City in a final, Pep Guardiola. I mean, you sack that guy and you bring in an unproven Graham Potter, and this is what you get. When you do stupid moves like that, that's what you get. And that's on Todd Boehly. That is 100% on Todd Boehly. You cannot sack Thomas Tuchel and bring in a guy like Graham Potter who has negative experience with a big club. Negative experience. I mean, he was with Brighton. And You need to bring in, if you're going to sack Thomas Tuchel, you need to bring in a proven manager. And we did the exact opposite. We brought in a guy who was somewhat proven in the Premier League, who doing well with Brighton, but he's never won anything in his career. I mean, his biggest achievement was taking Brighton to in the top half of the table. That was his biggest achievement as a manager. So, look, overall, this was another shit performance. I mean, could you have expected any different? Did you really expect any different for any Chelsea fan out there? Who expected anything different? I mean, I wanted us to win. I said that, maybe we'll win, but that's just my blind faith in the club. Realistically, we all expected to lose this. I'm expecting us to lose next game. We have officially developed that loser mentality. It's over. Until Graham Potter gets sacked, this season is over. To be honest, find a way to keep us in the Premier League, avoid relegation, and we move on to next season. At this point, that's what it is. Let me know in the comments down below what y'all thought of this match. Hopefully, do y'all think the same as me and think that Graham Potter needs to go? What did y'all think about this match? Was it as boring as I think it was? Because overall, might be one of the most boring games of football as a Chelsea fan I've ever seen. Let me know in the comments down below about your thoughts on the match. Subscribe to the channel for more football content. And, if I'm alive, because this Chelsea performance is officially taking it all out of me, if I'm alive, another video will be coming out very soon talking about the EFL Cup final, the Carabao Cup final between Manchester United and Newcastle later today. That will be a better match to watch. I guarantee you that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Peace. See y'all next time.